And you're with Martine on Lake Macquarie FM, the new 97.3. And as promised, I have with me our very good friend, Margo. You're back.
With vengeance.
With vengeance. So excited to have you back because a lot of people have been asking me, where is Margo? Where has she gone? I did tell them that you got a spot at Disneyland, being one of the princesses, prancing around.
Well, it was more of a pirate.
A pirate?
Not a princess, darling. No.
A pirate.
Oh, you've made a big blue there, haven't you?
Haven't I?
Oh, me hardy, me hardy.
Now, where have you been, Margo? Because you've been hop skipping around town, I've heard.
Look, I've been everywhere. I really have. No, since we last spoke, Martine, look, that was back on November the 19th.
Goodness me.
That was the last time I was in the studio. And so much has happened.
It has, and to tell everyone, it happened very quick. If we can, well...
Overnight, virtually.
Overnight. I mean, if we can let people know that really you just had a little sore on the just under your eye, next to your nose. It was progressively getting worse.
Yes.
And we kept saying, you've got to go back to the doctor. You go back to the doctor, you're good. You go back to the doctor, you go back to the doctor, and then in October, you had some pretty horrible invasive needles and tests.
Yes.
And what did they find?
Well, the first time it came back after 12 months, the biopsy said, no, she's fine.
Yeah.
And the young gentleman, thank Almighty God, over there at Wyong, Dr. Dan Bertel, he turned around and he said, I'm not accepting it, there's something wrong. And so he went ahead and it came back that there was cancer behind the left eye and down the nasal passage. So all of a sudden, we had to move and move fast. And so it was a matter of getting to different specialists, seeing different things. I do put it out there, you know, always, if you're in doubt and you feel that there is something there, please get a second opinion, you know, because 12 months down the track, that was a long time that cancer was coming. And like...
And the only real symptom you had was that you just had a little sore on
it was like a pimple on the side of the nose.
And who knows what was going on, as you say, behind the eye. You don't... That was really the tip of the iceberg.
The iceberg.
The iceberg. That's it.
Yes, and you don't realise until I'm part of now the cancer family, which you have been. You've been touched with cancer as well.
Unfortunately, it's a very big family.
It is a very big family, but a very loving family, like our 97.3 here.
Absolutely.
Everyone has been absolutely wonderful.
So within a blink of an eye, if I can say that, you were suddenly in surgery. I mean, one minute you were having tests done, and the next minute you were having some pretty major surgery.
Yes, they didn't mess around at all. It was all done in a matter of 3 weeks or so, where I went to Royal North Shore, and ever to be popular, being 97.3, 35 doctors.
Wow.
Did the umming and ahhing and looking and probing.
And
prodding, and they decided to come up with the operation on the 12th of December. Yes, to get me in as soon as possible. And I think when it all happens like that, I went to so many specialists, and there was so much to learn, to do, that you go through with cancer. But look, at the end of the day, I want to inspire people to try, and there is a place down there at the hospital, like, as you know, we've got nowhere on the Central Coast. And we've got to go to Royal North Shore. And look, my hat goes off to them. They were brilliant.
And
absolutely.
To tell people a bit in the background, I mean, with someone like yourself, because it then got, you know, virtually overnight, suddenly you had a patch on your eye. I mean, you couldn't open that eye. So it went that quickly. And then you were told, oh, well, you have to find your way down to Royal North Shore for tests. You've got to find your way down for doctors to examine you. And it was a long way to go for someone who now you'd lost half your sight. You didn't know what was going on. You're a terrible driver anyway.
Thank you, Martine. I knew there was a reason why I came in today, but that's very nice of you. Yes,
right. I mean, it's tough going for people who are unwell for various reasons to then have to lob down to Sydney and get investigations and then treatment.
Well, this is where I've been so fortunate, because I've met so many people in the last 12 months through 97.3. It is unbelievable. And I've got an A team up there at Newcastle, Bonnie Northey, and Bonnie knows all of them and what they have done. But to drive down and have a 12-hour operation and be there at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. See, we're having road accidents the whole time here, people ringing in, an hour delay. So what happens to us when we've got to get down there and be there at 6 o'clock to go in for this operation? Well, I did manage to find something out by going through all this.
I'll tell you what, you did your research, I'll give you that. If you didn't drive the doctors and nurses mad, you drove all those services mad, getting the information, but not just for yourself. I mean,
for the community.
You really had to reinvent the wheel, though.
Well, you know.
We thought we knew it all, Margo.
Look, every day you learn.
Absolutely.
And the day that you think that you don't, well, you definitely do have a problem.
Yeah.
But by the back and forth and Royal North Shore, and as I said, a big call out to them too. They were absolutely fabulous. But we would love to have a place up here somewhere where we didn't have to travel. But they gave me a list of about 7 hotels near the hospital that I could stay at the night before.
And when I say walking distance,
it's a fair walk.
You've got to cross the Pacific Highway. You've got to get to the grounds. I mean, it's a trek, especially if you're thinking you're going to be in there for 3 weeks and you're carrying, you don't know what you need, and you're carrying bags.
Well, that's right. You've got the little trolley with the wheels, and you're trying to get there. So I hunted around, and I was fortunate enough to find a building called the Douglas Building. Now that is actually in the hospital grounds.
Fantastic.
And it's from, the length of a green, a bowling green, away from where I had to go.
Oh, fantastic. At 6 o'clock in the morning.
At 6 o'clock in the morning. So I was good enough. The A-team took me down that night and dropped me off. And when I woke up, I was able to get straight over there within minutes.
And also have, because it's so important, preparation for major surgery as well, that you have a sleep, that you're not having to get up. Because if you had done that from home, because I mean we did the maths, didn't we? If you had done that from home, we'd have had to have left at 4 o'clock. What if there is an accident on the way that's going to have to bump back? Means that you're going to have to get up at 3 o'clock. What time are you going to have to go to bed the night before? You're worried about the operation, worried about the trip down, worried about it. It's an awful thing, but just staying there was true. But that was a bit of a journey in itself.
Well,
getting to that
was, but they call it a wish list. So anyone, you don't have to lose an eye to stay there. Anyone with cancer of any description, you put your name down on the wish list. And the thing is, those motels that you're talking about, they range from $140 a night. I was lucky enough to pay $24,
Brilliant.
Have a microwave where I could have a cup of coffee and be a stone's throw from the operation on that day.
And have a good night's sleep. And
have a good
know
night's
that you're going to be there on time, because that's always anything in life, especially if it's major surgery.
So the operation went on and went over, and it did take 12 hours. And it went on, and you're looking a lot better, because I can only see half your wrinkles now.
Well,
I'll get even with you, Martine. I'll tell you one way or another. So I do suggest that, and I don't want to take it too far this week, but just always get a second opinion. And if you're not sure, it's very hard with those girls at the eye places to know they're only talking to you. They're not seeing you. So if you can get your doctor to write a letter where you can actually front up, because believe it or not, today is the day that I was going to have the first appointment to see a doctor regards my eye.
Just a special, I mean, yes. So today was the
day I was booked in to go and see someone.
And I tell you what, to some extent, you were happy with that. You were kind of think, look, that's as soon as I can get in, that's what I'm doing. And like a lot of people, we really did have to kick you
yes, to get a letter. And when I got there, I didn't see the gentleman that I would have seen today, but I saw Dr. Dan, and it was meant to be.
Yeah.
And
so what did they do to you? They got you in there. They shut you up with some anaesthetic, thank goodness.
Well, they did try to shut me up, I think. What I said under the anaesthetic, I don't know. Yeah. But I did meet an awful lot of friends in the meantime, and I know one particular one, Jackie, who was head there. Every hour, Martine, they'd come in, and all these people would know this. What's your name? What's your date of birth? And then they'd look at the serial number down your leg.
I didn't ask you who the Prime Minister of Australia was, because that would have changed on a day-to-day basis.
Well,
you would have been sent to the psychiatric ward for no good reason.
This is so true. But Jackie came in one day when I was due to come home, and she walked in and she said, "Oh, I've forgotten what I've come in here." This is a head shirang, I might add. And I said, "What's your name? What's your date of birth?"
Where's your serial number?
Where's your serial number? Well, she cracked up and she went outside. I can't really say what she said to me, but it was much to the point that I was an old dragon.
But do you know what I didn't realise, and I saw you when you got home a couple of days after you got home, and I didn't realise that it wasn't just when you have a tumour in somewhere that's going to be involving skin. They need to take skin from somewhere.
Yes.
Now, I did advocate
that.
Well, I did offer my various bits and pieces from my body to donate to you.
Yes.
You declined.
I did.
I truly wanted you to have a patch of my behind. I thought that would be great.
Yeah, but darling, I mean, I've got half a face now. I didn't want the whole bloody face covered. My God almighty, I love you dearly.
But I tell you what, I didn't realise the extent of, I mean, I was expecting that you would have, you know, obviously surgical scars with your face and down your neck, because they took a lot of lymph nodes as well. But you were cut from knee to hip.
Knee to hip.
To get the graft for the skin graft. And to be honest, that has been just as huge for you physically to manage.
Yeah, to walk on the left-hand, or down the left-hand side. So I'm still limping a bit. I've got to watch, you know, and I've been able to get a pair of glasses now that I can wear, as long as that indentation doesn't hit the skin where all that half the face is. So I'm all right there. It's not touching.
No, just
touching. Okay.
So you lost the eye.
Yes.
The left eye.
Yes.
They took a lot out of behind the eye and down the left part of your nose.
Yes.
Here. Yes. Yeah.
Which has left me with a turned nose and a drooped down mouth, but with radiation starting again this afternoon, by April they're planning on putting me back into Royal North Shore and being able to straighten the nose and give me 2 nasal passages to be able to breathe
through.
a lot better, because I find it a little bit difficult with the breathing. And of course I don't know what's going to happen to hot lips here. I mean, they're going to straighten the mouth out where it won't be crooked, whether it goes twice as fast or twice as much, Martine.
And
really
of course,
don't know.
and you didn't realise some of the things that would, until they went in, they didn't realise how much it was going to be. I mean, they did the scans and everything, but they did take a lot of lymph nodes down your neck and your throat here, as well as that behind your eye, down your nose, and and then covering it up with the skin graft.
Yes.
And I tell you what, you have healed amazingly.
Yes, well, I do think that sometimes if you try to look after yourself a little bit, and I advocate Tai Chi or something like that, to do a little bit of exercise beforehand and try and look after yourself as much as what you can, you know. It's not easy. I mean, we all like the rocket fuel occasionally to have a drink and whatever, but at the end of the day, so as far as this morning goes, next week, all being well, because I'll go for radiation this afternoon and every day this week,
Well, it's for 30 days, isn't it?
It's 30 days that we do this. And also next week, it's a small world, you know, and you know how I say, keep that smile, don't change that dial.
Everyone knows that.
97.3, it's a place to be. Right, well, you're not going to believe it because it's Margaret Walton in all these places.
Yes,
you see.
You use your real name, not your stage name.
Yes, and so the gentleman last week at the cancer clinic who was driving me back home, a taxi picked me up and Bruce was driving me home, and he said, now Margaret, you sit in the front seat, and I had 3 other gentlemen in the back seat. And that was pretty sad too, because I had a father and son who both had cancer.
Goodness, wow.
Yes, and so people just don't realise, you know, the situation of life itself every day and what can happen. And so Bruce gets in, and the next thing he says, we don't want to listen to any sad stories today, so he puts on the radio.
Who was on?
97.3. Good place to be.
Man, good man.
Oh, Bruce, we love you.
Bruce, fantastic.
And the CEO, now they're from Community Transport and Shirley's Shuttle Service.
Oh, aren't they brilliant?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So those guys are going to come down and have a talk with you.
We need to have a chat with them because we have chatted about them before, about how they are picking up people, taking them down to, well, you've been going down to Sydney with them, down to the Gosford Cancer Centre, and they've been absolutely terrific.
Well, I can tell you, Martine, it's unbelievable what they can do. And they will pick me up today at 1:45, take me into the cancer clinic at Gosford, bring me home for $2.
Get out.
So I'll let the boys talk more about it as we go along in future weeks. But each and every week we'll learn where we can stay for $24 instead of $140.
Love it.
How we can get to somewhere for $2 a day. And so whatever I can do to help the community, I want to, because everyone out there has just been so wonderful.
Do you mind us following your journey?
No, not at all, because I think...
you've touched so many people's lives over the years, and you have always been the strong person, the person with the ideas, the driving force. You're the person behind what's going on. Yes. And then suddenly, when you're out of our lives, people didn't know what was going on.
What had gone wrong. Well,
so it's lovely to have you back.
And it's lovely to thank all those wonderful people out there. Look, I've got a list a mile long, and I couldn't, but it's the 97 team, the presenters, and everyone out there has just been so marvellous. But listen, you're not going to get off that tube. Like, you're not getting rid of me like that quick, all right?
Sorry.
Now, if you want me to do another commercial, have we got to go to another commercial?
No. Do you want me to?
Oh, look, let's hope you find a way to let 97.3 make your day. Right, are we right to go again?
Beautiful. No, keep talking.
Right, now, about you. The mind boggle.
About me.
What have you been up to since I haven't been here?
Oh, you haven't been here mothering me and giving me a cup of coffee. I must say, Margo, I haven't been going to the toilet as much because I haven't been drinking as much coffee. You usually give me a coffee every hour, and I'm having to go to the ladies every hour.
And you do wash your hands, don't you, afterwards?
Yes, I have been washing my hands. But well, we've been busy with lots of things. There's a few things I'd like to shout out. Is that next week is V-Day. Now, most of you would know about the vagina monologues.
Right, yes.
Well, the lady who wrote that wrote V-Day. And I'm going to be presenting, along with a number of other local actors. Grant Walmsley from the Screaming Jets are going to be there. Lots of interesting people, and all money goes towards Got Your Back Sister. It's at the theatre at the WEA, and it's the 13th of Feb, so not next week, but, is that next week? I think it is next week. Goodness me.
It is.
Goodness me. So I will be presenting along with Grant Walmsley of the Screaming Jets, Nicola Bartlett, Wendy Ratcliffe, Melissa Histon, Melinda Smith, Anne Grave, Jack Madden, Kiani Sanson, Zach Smith and Kimberly Dingle. They're
Oh,
all
really?
well-known, yes,
So,
local.
now listen here.
Yeah.
Is this true that you're writing a book?
I am.
Where are you getting the time, Martine? My God almighty, woman.
Exactly. Well, since I haven't been having your coffee, it's been dripping away. But I've got some exciting news. I'm curating a book, collecting a book, and it's about women. Specifically, this edition of the book is specifically about women and their stories about their tattoos. So what I'm doing is I'm collecting stories, tattoos, photos, which can easily be sent to me over the phone, text, message me on Facebook, get onto our Facebook side, which is bodycreated@gmail.com, or the Facebook page, Body Created, and you just fill out a simple questionnaire and a bit about the inspiration behind your tattoo. And the background about it is that, as you know, I have for 25 years in my role as a counsellor, as a profiler, been analysing people's personalities and what they're doing, what they're up to, and really working out how they can best cope with life as it comes along for 25 years. And one of those, I guess, little aspects of doing that for tough nuts to crack have been asking people about their tattoos, and I've been doing that for a long time. So I thought, what better way than to ask the locals as to, but it's gone worldwide. I'm getting tattoos from Canada, Ireland, America,
really
amazing tattoos, and I want the photos showing the tattoo, but of the woman going about her daily life, putting out the washing, having a cup of coffee, reading a book, riding a bike. You can pose if you want to. That's fine. Got a submission yesterday of a lovely girl with her snake.
Right.
There you go. She was from America, filling out the form, and it is going to be published into a hardcover book, like a coffee table book.
Yeah.
I update the digital edition.
Right.
Which is on issue every month or so. But more excitingly, on the 22nd, there's going to be a gallery exhibition in Belmont Library.
Look, and another thing I wanted to ask you too, while I'm at it, well, you put me through the 3rd degree, I might as well find out what's been going on whilst I haven't been here. Now, about a nomination, you were nominated.
Well, yeah, and
when does that take place?
Well, when does it take place? So, most councils and did it on Australia Day. Lake Macquarie is different because we are a different kettle of fish. They're apparently doing it on the 22nd of February, which I'm really excited about because I'm a finalist for Citizen of the Year, because of the community work that we have all done, all of us here at FM97.3. So it's not just me; it's everyone. So just to be nominated is such a thrill.
I think our friend Tony. Well, I don't know if she's my friend or not. She bought me a parrot for my shoulder, and she's also got the skull and crossbones hat that she's bought for me. So I believe Tony has been nominated as well, and I was just wondering how that was all going.
That's on the it's a big week for me, having the presentation for V-Day, the play, and then next week I've got the awards night dinner. So it'd be fantastic to meet all these other people who are doing amazing stuff in our community. It's also their sports awards as well, so I'm mad on local sport, so it's going to be a big night. I can't wait. I've already booked the babysitter, Margo.
Ah, very good.
And that day the exhibition will be going up as well, so it's going to be great. But I'll let you know about the launch event that we're going to have, and our good friend Loza, she's going to give us a little talk.
Oh, she'll give you a little talk.
Talk about her tattoos.
A round or two for a pound or two, I tell you. With that Loza, I listened to her on a Saturday morning. I wouldn't like to cross Loza, I can tell you.
She's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, and she'll tell us about her journey with a tattoo as well. So we'll let you know when that is and when you can come along. And our profits, any profits that we make out of selling the books or the artwork, go to Friends with Dignity. Charity, Australian Charity of the Year, who Rosie Batty is the ambassador of. So,
yes,
as
which
you know,
is
we've
great.
got a strong connection with them. So
we certainly have.
Yes.
And you know, there's, as I said, there's just so many people out there that have done so much to help me, and I do really and truly appreciate it. One young couple, Kidney for Kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Mark and Sandy.
Yes.
Oh my goodness me, they're out there for 97.3. I tell you, they got the little T-shirts and they're out there to help us every inch of the way. And it's so wonderful to have young people wanting to support and be doing such a great cause.
Absolutely.
So with our community station here, like, where else would you want to be?
Absolutely nowhere. Now it's time for the midday news, and Warren is coming in. He's going to take us on the country ride home. Do you think there'll be some Dolly or some Kenny?
Oh, for you? Do you know Gumleaves? He never plays what I want him to play. I love all his music, but you're special, Martine.
I know.
So
Well,
until next
I'm good
time.
at picking music.
Yeah, keep that smile. Don't change the dial. 97.3. It's the place to be. Bye.
Fantastic. Thank you, Margo, darling. Give me a hug and a kiss. You're beautiful. Oh, shit. Throwing around the place. Thank you, my love.
Did we
Gorgeous
do all
girl.
right, was I?
Very